Good morning and welcome to San Diego Living. Okay, this is not a topic that you want to be talking about during the holidays, but let's face it, half of married couples end up in divorce. A lot of you have kids out there. So how do you figure out custody during the holidays where everyone's feeling good by the time Christmas is over? We have invited divorce attorney Lori Viviano in this morning to talk about this and some other issues. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. So let's make this positive.
Well, I know, and people are thinking, why are you talking about this? You know what? Because it affects so many people out there. And it doesn't have to be this nightmare every time the holidays come around, or where are the kids going and mom's mad or dad's mad.
So I work horribly long hours until Christmas Eve, because if I just talk to my staff and I'm like, okay, we got this one Christmas Eve, make sure everybody's got some holiday time, because really that's what you want.
And that's so true, is everybody wants to be able to see the kids,
right,
open up gifts with the kids,
right,
have that interaction. Now, how does this work for most couples? Let's say the parents are divorced. They're not really speaking, but they don't necessarily hate each other. What do you recommend people do?
What I recommend is kind of remember, let's just use you. Let's say you have Christmas Eve this year and you are greedy and you got Thanksgiving and Easter. What I tell you is, as a client, don't do that, because next year the courts are going to reverse it and he's going to get all the holidays. You want to divide them up evenly, kind of one on, one off. Stagger them. The other thing is kind of be appreciative of whatever tradition is in the other family. Like in my family, I could care less about Christmas. Christmas Eve means everything to me. So if we were getting a divorce, go ahead and give me Christmas Eve if it doesn't matter to you. Like, you're not giving anything up. You're actually extending an olive branch. And I really suggest that highly.
Especially this time of year.
Yes.
Because the only people who are really impacted in all of this are the kids.
Right.
And that's so sad. So
figure something else. Have it in writing, because you don't want someone, like, not everybody's nice. If you don't have it in writing, you could say, and I keep picking on you, but you could say, oh no, we didn't agree to that. And so I always say to people, don't be so nice to say, oh, well, she said or he said. No, get it in writing.
Okay.
Always.
Now, what if the couple is not on good terms by any means? Maybe a judge has ruled in favor that one parent gets sole custody every holiday. Do you still recommend that particular parent reach out to the parent who's not getting anything, or what do you recommend?
I do.
Or is it
I have a case right now, and I convinced her to send a picture. Because to me, when these children grow up, you want to be able to look your child in the eye and say you did the right thing. That's what I think. Divorce is an event in your life. It's not your life. And that's what I really try to preach to people, is don't make this your whole life. Make this an event, and how you set it is how it works out in the long run.
Absolutely. And also, we're talking about being nice to your ex this time of year. That may be the hardest thing you will try to do, but boy, it's important.
You know why? Because your children are watching you. The old adage, don't do what I say, do what I do type of thing. And you really want your children to have that kind of goodness in them, I think. It's hard sometimes. Sometimes someone has done something really horrible to you and you hate them, legitimately. But I always say, do something nice. It really isn't going to hurt you. And in the judge's eyes, they're going to look at that. They're going to look at you like, really, you had all the cards and you couldn't send a picture. You couldn't let Skyping. Skyping's a wonderful thing.
FaceTime on your phone.
Right,
yeah,
FaceTime
sure.
on your phone, something. If you can't do that, really, are you that good of a parent? Truly.
Okay. And she knows what the judges are looking at.
Exactly.
So keep that in mind. An interesting case here, Shaquille O'Neal and his ex, Shawnee. What happened here with these two?
Well, do you love it? So really you want everybody to know your personal business? And like they say,
because they have a reality show.
Right.
Yeah.
The reality show doesn't want to see you, cooking a nice dinner and looking as attractive as you are. They want, to see those bad moments.
The drama mama. Yeah.
The drama mama. And your children may do things, as all children do, and that's the thing they're going to want everybody to see. What he's trying to do is prevent her from doing it. And that, if you can't agree as parents, the courts are going to decide. So I always say to parents, look, this judge doesn't know your children. Don't have him or her choose your destiny. Choose it yourself. It's much better, because the judges will. They will say what you can and cannot do.
Okay, keep that in mind. So you're trying to make decisions for your child's best interest. All of a sudden it's taken out of your hands, put it into a judge's lap, and you really don't want it to end up there. Hey, in case people want to get in contact with you, we put the information right there on your screen, your phone number, your website, Law Office of Lori Viviano. I know that the holidays can be extra stressful. It can be murder on a relationship that isn't going so well in the first place. People want to call you, just ask a few questions. I think people need to know the one thing about you, Lori, is that if you think a couple should really try to work things out and stay together, you'll tell them.
I do. I have about 4 or 5 reconciliations a year, because sometimes you're so in the heat of the moment, or you have a new baby and the baby's crying and the house is a mess, and sometimes you just have to weather the storm. So I say see me sooner rather than later, because I may say to you, go see a therapist, or get a babysitter.
Yeah, absolutely. Focus on your relationship for a second, and you may be able to work through the storm.
And if you can't, get him out. Or her out, sorry.
All right, Lori, thank you so much for your time this morning. Best of luck.
Happy holidays.
And happy holidays to you as well.
Yeah.